Okay, we're live, we're on, the mic is working, the camera is working, let's go. Now, we start with question number one that it kind of seems hard. Why? The only thing that you need to know here is that uh, how to convert the radians, because like the degrees, because sine has to be with a number here which is in degrees, right? Sine 30, sine 60, sine whatever, right? So all we have to know is how to convert the 8 pi over 3 into degrees. And the rule is just to, well, the easier rule, I would say, is just substitute, instead of the pi, put 180. And just simplify your fraction. So it's going to be 3 and 180 is going to simplify into 60, and then 8 times 60 is going to be 480. So at this moment you have sine 480. Now you can just easily go to the calculator, put those values in, 480 sine, and you get 0.8866. So it's definitely not those two, and it's not negative. So the answer will be 4. You can always check whether it was the square root of 3 or square root of 3 over 2. How? By actually doing the math. This is square root of 3, this is over 2. You see the same answer, which means that it definitely is 4, but we already knew that originally. Okay. Next question. Actually, let me make it a little larger. Okay, so a teacher randomly divides all of her students into 2 groups. She grades the homework of one group but does not grade the homework of the other group. All homework is returned to the students. Then she compares the test score for each of the group to see if grading homework has an effect on the test scores. This method of data collection is best described as an experiment. Why? Just basically the idea of splitting what you're checking into two groups. It's called like a control group, and the group that we're. So basically, this idea is called an experiment, just by the definition and by this particular method. All right, so we're moving on. This is just like number 2 was just plain theory. It wasn't something that you probably just plain memorization. All right, so we're moving on. We're moving on into this, which expression is equivalent to that. All right, so in this case, we see that 1, 2, and 3 are broken down into a quadratic, like a factored form of a quadratic. So this is something that's definitely unsimplified, right? That's given to us. So I think by working with what's given to us and simplifying it, we'll get to one of those answers. So let's see. What are we going to do first? Well, first, we can work with the parentheses squared, right? And actually, if you want to write a little bit less, you probably should do this first. You probably should do the right side first, so you don't have to copy the answer of this every time. So let's just do that, I guess. Let's do this distributive property. So 27 times x is 27x, and 27 times negative 2 is going to be minus 54 minus 90. Oops. And now let's combine negative 54 and negative 90 into a negative 144. Well, now we want to open this parentheses. We want to open it. How? I personally usually do it on the side. I create like basically a clone the parentheses that's squared, right? And start doing foiling, like distributing here, and then I'll see what my answer will be. So x times x, x squared, x times negative 2 is negative 2x, negative 2 times x is negative 2x, and negative 2 times negative 2 is plus 4. So the answer will be x squared minus 4x plus 4. Let's go. X squared minus 4x plus 4 plus 27x minus 144. Now let's combine all of the like terms that we have here. X squared does not have any like terms, comes down. Negative 4x and positive 27x combines into a positive 23x. And plus 4 and minus 144 combines into a minus 140. You can do it on a calculator if you want. It's just like I know it, but like if you want to combine and you're not sure, 4 and negative 140, 4 minus 144, negative 140. Just in case, you can always check yourself on the calculator. Now we're here. Now we're at the quadratic that we're most likely going to have to factor. Not most likely, we are factoring it. The only thing is that the numbers are like, well, if it came to you that what are the two numbers that multiply to 140 and like negative 140 and add up to 23, that's good. But if it didn't, then you're gonna have to like think of how can you get it. So how can you find it? So what multiplies to 140? Probably a lot of things. Like 1 and 140, 2 and 70, 4, 5, maybe. What is 5 and what? And we can divide 140 by 5. It's going to be... Oh, look at this. Got lucky. 5 and 28, right? Right? And 5 and 28 can make 23. So it's going to be, now we need positive 23, right? So we need 5 to be negative. Actually, look at this. We're already here. We could have kind of looked at the answer. So it's going to be negative 5 and 28 because they multiply into negative 140. But at the same time, they add up to positive 23. So it's going to be x minus 5, x plus 28, which is number 2. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. We're moving on. This is only question number 3, so. You tired? Okay. All right, moving on. All right, so given the functions fx, so function of x is 2x plus 5 over 2, and gx, 3 over x, what are the solutions of fx equals gx? What does that mean? Solutions of one function equal another functions is another words of saying where is the location of intersection. And sometimes we can just equal them and solve, but we can just equal this. Look, algebraically, we can do this equals to that and just solve. But I think this question was made specifically to for us to try to use graphing calculator. And once you're gonna graph this and this, you'll be able to see the intersection point. It's gonna be one of those answers. You're not allowed to use decimals there, but I'll use it just for the purposes of seeing where is the location of intersection. but you're gonna have to learn, like, we can make a video on like specifically how we're gonna do it on the graphing calculator on TI versions, but for now I'm just gonna put it in Desmos. So it's going to be y equals 2x, oops, plus 5/2, and y equals to 3/x. All right, so we have a function and we have the intersection points. What are the intersection points? -2 and -1/5, or like 3/2, I guess, and 0.75 and 4. Now, where are these answers? At the question answer 1, right?
Yeah.
Here. That's it. So the only thing that you need to know what that means. This means where they intersect, and here you just give them here's where they intersect. All right, question number 5. Question number 5 is given function this and gx that, the quotient. Quotient means division. And this is a classic what? Long division question, right? So if you've done long division before, it's going to be doable for you. Let's do it. I regret writing it so high, because I'm not going to be able to put the answer there. Oh my god. All right, not the yeah, basically the answer. So this is going to be x minus 3, and this is going to be 2x to the third minus 3x squared. What am I doing? Apologize. 2x to the third minus 3x squared minus 5x minus 12. All right, so now let's find the number. Let's find how this x can turn into the 2x to the third, right? So the answer will be 2x squared, right? 2x squared applied to this and applied to that, but we're going to write it with an opposite sign. So minus 2x to the third, and then since -3 times 2x squared is going to be -6x squared, which is going to be plus 6x squared, which is, okay, so the top goes away, this becomes 3x squared. The -5x comes down. Now how can x become 3x squared? Is plus 3x. We distribute, we get minus 3x squared, and negative will turn again into a positive, plus 9x, which is 4x. 12 comes down, minus 2. No, not 2, 4. X can become 4x by multiplying it by positive 4. So it's going to be minus 4x, and again, plus 12. Okay, so I want to remind that you have to put the answers with the opposite sign. So you multiply, you get 3 times 4 is -12, but you have to put it as plus 12. So it's going to be 0, no remainder. So the answer is 2x squared plus 3x plus 4. The answer is 2. All right. Let's go to the next question. Question number 6. AB is told that each day there is a 50% chance it will rain. Which simulation can AB perform to determine the likelihood of it raining for the next 7 days? All right. Flip a coin 7 times. Count how many heads, how many will repeat 50 times. Interesting. Roll a die 7 times and count how many twos and roll a pair of dice, flip a coin 50 times and count how many heads. Okay, so I don't think that it has to be anything to do with a die rolling, right? Because it's a 50-50 chance, right? So the question is whether it's 1 or 4. So interestingly enough, it's very similar. But what is the difference? They say flip a coin 7 times, probably for like each day of the week, right? And then count how many heads, and then repeat 50 times. But how it's gonna help like flip a coin 50 times and count how many heads? I would probably choose 1 because it's from one of the each day. Like it assigns a flip a coin like for Monday 1 flip, for Tuesday another flip, for Wednesday another flip, and like that 7 times like that. But I don't know what it has to do with raining though. Flipping a coin. I would want to confirm whether that's the correct answer and see if 6 is 1. Yeah, that's correct. So I guess logically we can get there. All right. We're moving on. Number 7. Solutions to this quadratic equation, and we see that all of the answers are in like as either I or so. This is definitely a quadratic formula work. There is no other way when we can get plus minus. So quadratic formula is not given to you on Algebra 2 regions. You have to remember it. It's only given to you in Algebra 1. So it's negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. The only thing is that we don't have it equaling to 0 yet. So we have to do plus 10 on both sides. So our quadratic will be 4x squared minus 7x plus 8 equals 0. And now we can use this formula. A is 4, B is negative 7, C is 8. Let's go. Minus 7 plus minus square root of negative 7 squared minus 4 times 4 times C, which is 8. And it's everything over 2 times 4, 2a, 2 times 4. Let's simplify it. It's going to be positive 7, right? And if we split it right away, it's going to be positive 7 over 8 plus minus, right? So this is 8. Plus minus, and then square root of something over 8. So what is going to be? It's going to be 49, right? 7 times, so negative 7 times 49, and then 4 times 4. So 4 times 4 times 8, which is 128. So it's going to be 49 minus 128, which is negative 79. Negative 79. All right. Now, the question is, do we have that answer right away almost? Yes, we do. We do. The only thing is that it has I. Why does it have I? Because it's a negative square root, right? Negative radical becomes a positive radical if only the I comes out. 79 over 8. And basically it's almost written like quadratic formula. All right. Let's see if we have time to do number 8. Okay, I guess we can try. So x minus 5 is a factor of this expression. Then which statement must be true? It must be true that if you plug in into that expression positive 5 into every x, the answer is 0. That's how it works. So that means that p of 5, which means I'll plug in 5 for every x, equals to 0. Because it's a factor. If it's not a factor, then it's not equal to 0. But in this case, it is. It's a straight theory thing. Why it's not negative 5? You have to put an opposite sign number. So it's like you have to put, if it says plus 5, I would have to write mine. Then the answer would be 1. If it would be like this, right? Is this a factor? Then the answer would be 1 because it would be minus 5. Okay? All right. 9. Number 9. In a small city, there are 22 gas stations. The mean price of a gallon of the regular price. Oh, okay, so we're gonna have to put this problem in another video. We won't be able to do it. It's gonna take more time that we have left. So I guess we did just 8 in this video, and then we're gonna do more right in the next one. Next week we're gonna start from 9. So for now that will be it, and the next portion will come on next Thursday. Okay.